Cars 2 was released on June 18th, 2011, 5 years after the original Cars. John Lasseter remained the director after the success of the first movie. Some of the featured voice actors are Owen Wilson as Piston Cup race car Lightning McQueen, Larry the Cable Guy as Mater, a southern accented tow truck from Radiator Springs, and Michael Caine as a British spy car named Finn McMissile. I've been a huge racing fan my whole life, so I loved the original Cars movie. I was very excited for Cars 2 and watched it close to its release date. I forgot most of the plot, but I remembered it being drastically different from the first film. I recently learned that Cars 2 is widely considered to be the worst Pixar film of all time, but I don't remember disliking it as a kid. Now that I've watched it again almost 11 years later, just how bad can it be? Thank you to Lemons for suggesting Cars 2 for this review. As always, this review contains no major spoilers. Lightning McQueen is invited to the World Grand Prix, a series of races featuring the best race cars from around the world. While in Tokyo, Mater gets mistaken for an American spy and gets involved with British agents who are trying to stop an evil plan that threatens the lives of the competitors. The voice actors do a great job making the cars feel human. Sometimes you almost forget they're cars. I had no idea that Larry the Cable Guy played Mater, so finding that out was kind of funny to me. Like the first movie, Cars 2 features many cameos. 3-time NASCAR champion Darrell Waltrip is back as Darrell Cartrip. 7-time F1 champion Lewis Hamilton plays himself as a McLaren, and 4-time NASCAR champion Jeff Gordon plays Jeff Corvette. Well, at least in the English version. In international releases, Jeff is replaced by other famous drivers such as F1 champions Fernando Alonso and Sebastian Vettel. These cameos will definitely be appreciated by racing fans. The story of Cars 2 completely missed the mark in my opinion. There's no way that anyone would expect the sequel to Cars to be a spy movie. I wish I could listen to Pixar's meetings when they were discussing the plot of their next Cars movie, because I have no idea how they came up with this. I can't see any logical thinking behind that decision. Racing gets thrown to the side in Cars 2, and I find that to be a huge disappointment. We could have had a great story about McQueen fighting against the toughest racers in the world, but we only ever get to see a few laps, and Francesco is pretty much the only other competitor that gets significant screen time. The potential for a much better story was there, but it was nowhere close to being reached. The animation was one thing that Cars 2 did right. There was a lot of detail packed into the movie. Tokyo was colorful and looked really cool at night, while Porto Corsa in London had very nice daytime scenery. I really love the world that Pixar created. The character designs always look so good. Also, since the characters are cars, they have to keep that in mind when designing the environment. I like seeing the solutions to problems such as, how would a car control a computer? Michael Giacchino replaced Randy Newman as the composer for Cars 2. The soundtrack does its job well, but it isn't anything special, although it didn't have to be. To be fair, it is hard to beat iconic songs from the first movie, such as Real Gone and Life is a Highway. I think Cars 2 is an okay movie, but a poor sequel. It's definitely not a must-watch. People of all ages can find things to like about the movie, but it's definitely something that kids will enjoy more. I understand why the movie is disliked. I was left feeling pretty underwhelmed by the end of it. At least I heard that watching Cars 3 is worthwhile, so I'm interested in checking that out. My only wish is that it brings the focus back to racing. If you liked this video, consider leaving a like and subscribe for more weekly reviews. Have a movie you want to see reviewed? Leave a comment down below. That's it for me. See you next time.